What is up, Capricorn? Welcome to your love reading. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. If you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. My name's Jordyn. I'm a master Reiki practitioner and a tarot reader, and I do a lot of other things like spiritual life coaching, meditation facilitator, etc. So go ahead, check it all out. It's all on my website down below for personal bookings, and check out Patreon if you want a free 10-minute reading. But let's get into it. Let's see what's going on for you. I'm going to be using Tarot Royale and Witch's Tarot for your reading. This is going to look into each person's head, heart, and soul, the current situation, and the obstacle you guys are dealing with. So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on for you for Capricorn. Capricorn, you feel very, I want to say like secluded. I do. Let's see what's going on with you. Ace of Wands in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Seven of Cups in reverse. You're very focused on new endeavors. Let's check out the person you're dealing with. This doesn't have to be just romantic. This could be a friendship or something going on with your family member or a coworker. Okay, so the person you're dealing with. Wow, there's a big mirror going on here. So we have strength. Let's start with your person. This is really interesting because they have a major arcana in their headspace. And that's really why I'm drawn to start with them. This is Leo energy. We are currently in Leo season. And we just finished Lionsgate. This is overwhelming. They also have a High Priestess in their soul space. Two majors. And then they have the Page of Wands in their heart. This to me is the wounded child. This feels like someone who's really going through an awakening, to be honest with you. Not to like dive into this in a spiritual perspective right away, but it really does feel like that. Strength in reverse to me, especially when it's partnered with the Page of Wands, is the head trying to figure out, how do I tame the lion within me, the ego, the part of you that wants to feel safe, that wants to feel protected. It could come off as arrogance. It could come off as having too much pride. It could come off as being a little self-indulgent or selfish. And so with strength in reverse, it's an aspect of their shadow, which really isn't a bad thing. It's just that they're using it in an excessive way. Because the shadow, the ego, whatever label you want to use, it's actually there for your benefit. It's just a matter of learning to use that tool to your benefit instead of your detriment. With the Page of Wands in their heart, okay, this is where they connect. Immediately I felt drawn to this side, which tells me that there's a really strong connection in regards to emotion and emotional attachment to one another, not in a toxic way, right? When I say emotional attachment, because that is an attachment style. But with the Page of Wands in reverse, this feels very codependent. This feels like they're turning their back to how they feel, addressing it, and they're like, I need you to fix it. I need you to do this for me, right? Page of Wands is the wounded child. And pages are students, right? So this to me is the opportunity. I don't want to say challenge because we're going to use like positive beliefs here. We're not going to instill limiting beliefs. Page of Wands in reverse. So this is the opportunity for this individual to really learn how to meet their own needs. Page of Wands is creative. It could be an artist. It could be a writer. It could be a dancer. It has to do with the arts. It's someone who really does have a very extroverted personality at times, but it might come in doses, right? Because the Page of Wands is the student. They're still trying to learn who they are. I really like this though. They have a way about them that naturally, cardinals are going to be really big too. Naturally really want to connect with other people, but they might struggle to connect through who they really are, right? They might actually connect through their ego, through their defense mechanisms, through being like really shut down or defensive or arrogant, or the superiority complex that the ego is making them do in their head, right? Because when the third eye is blocked, the third eye and the solar are typically always going to be connected if you ever do like Reiki or energy healing on somebody, because the solar is where the ego lies. And so if your solar plexus is overactive and your third eye is blocked, it's typically because your ego from the solar is now what you see. That's what you are identifying as true, because this is the affirmation of, I trust myself. Like, this is the truth for me, when that's not necessarily the truth. That's you're protecting yourself. In the soul, we have the High Priestess in reverse. I feel like they don't see something coming. That's really what this feels like. The High Priestess feels like the divine like creeping in on them. Like, I'm gonna create a really big shift for you. And I don't know if you are either choosing to not be aware or if you are choosing to try to avoid it. It really feels like that. But this High Priestess is like, I'm coming. And I'm gonna get you. So you better just buckle up because it's not bad. I'm trying to help you. The universe is never going to conspire on your behalf to do something bad or poor. It's really just things to help you elevate. So I feel like this is a really big shift for this person. This person over here feels very Capricorn, very short, sweet, to the point. I have things I want to do. Ace of Wands. I'm struggling to do them. Right? I want to get things started. I'm struggling to find the energy. This doesn't feel. I keep hearing passion. If you've lost passion for this is okay. You need to get grounded again. It's not that you've lost passion. You don't even want me to say passion. I feel like that's very triggering. It's not that there's a loss of passion. There's a loss of like vitality in the physical body. There's a need to stop overexerting oneself. Page of Wands, you're rebuilding the foundation. I'm literally feeling this all in my third eye and my crown. This tells me that you might spend a lot of time in your upper chakras. You might not spend a lot of time connecting to your lower chakras, like the solar, the sacral, and the root, right? It does start with the heart space. So if your heart space is blocked or there's resistance to really opening it, I tried to become more aware of what is my authentic self and what is my ego self, right? Because they're both you, but it's learning to which one do you really want to move through the world as. The Page of Wands is you rethinking how to build those foundations in your life. And that's these two people are mirroring each other really big time. There feels like there's going to be a separation, not saying like a breakup or an actual separation of these people, but energetically there's like a turn inward, like there's a need to really focus on self. And the soul, this individual is very intuitive. Seven of Cups to me is the card of clarity. They know exactly what they want. They know how to get it. It's just a matter of having the energy to do it. And there's a retreat going on this side. There's a big retreat, which makes sense because the current energy of the relationship is the Tower. There's a really big transformation happening. So when two people are in an intimate relationship, even if it's not romantic, if it's a business partnership or a family member, whatever, right? Your energy becomes really enmeshed over time. And so when there's big shifts happening, the universe is like, okay, let's create a little bit of distance so you can evolve and they can evolve and you know what's yours and what's theirs. And you both can embody the new frequency that you're supposed to be at individuals and then create a new foundation of this relationship together. Because right now, the imbalance is occurring. The imbalance is occurring because it's time to address the imbalances individually, to have a more balanced structure as a pair. The Two of Cups doesn't mean like relationships are ending. The Two of Cups speaks to trouble in relationships. It speaks to upheavals in relationships. I like this. I like this a lot because it means a big change for your benefit is coming. The Tower is saying that this old foundation rooted in the parts of you that don't know how to serve self or build things on stable, creative things that are in alignment with the soul, those kinds of structures, that's going out the window. It's big change time. I like this. I like this a lot. Let's go. Overall energy is the Eight of Swords. It's getting out of the mind games. And I'm not saying that it's like mind games on one another. It might feel that way, but it's actually that you're kind of gaslighting yourself. And in turn, it's seeing each other in distorted ways. That's Eight of Swords to me. You're getting out of that though, which is really nice. And underneath it is the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, right? You're not going to give up. And then you have the Sun, followed by the Ten of Cups, followed by Judgment. Yeah, these two people, they got a lot of love, but the soul is calling them to make the changes. Four of Wands in reverse in their foundation. Wheel of Fortune right after it. I like this. So if you've been fighting a lot, or if you have distance between you and this individual, there's a lot of divinity at play here trying to make changes to help this. Okay? I feel a really big split. Like a really energetic split. Not saying like between the people. It just feels like they're on different pages. But the same page all at the same time. It's a strange feeling. But it's energy. Let's look at the Ace of Wands in person one. I'm not going to say Capricorn because I just want you to take it how it resonates. So if it's you, take it. If not, this other person. Oh, this is not for this deck. Sorry. I was like, why is that in there? That's Judgment in reverse. We'll talk about it, but I'm not going to leave it on the table. So Ace of Wands with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Cups. I love the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is like, I love you. I think you're real cute. You want to hang out sometime? It's a really flirty energy. It's flirty. It's lighthearted. They have no intention of ending this. This individual over here, they're just like, I need new though. Like, I need new. I need change. They're craving change. Temperance and yeah. They're wanting. Temperance is the card of healing. It's divine intervention. It's the universe coming in to assist. They want to drop the nonsense. That's what this is with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Hey, let's talk about the crap that's got to get fixed, right? Or the things that are standing in our way of us really being the couple, or being the business partners, or being the family dynamic that we know we could be, or the friends that we could be, right? Let's fix that. Let's look at their head. They immediately feel like, I don't want to talk about it. That's really what it feels like. Strength does have a lot to do with like this shutdown and the ego face coming out. And if you're part of Patreon, you know we've been talking a lot about the false face. The false face being removed, because the ego would be somebody working through their false face, not their true self, the part of them that wants to protect the true self. So let's look at the Strength card. Empress in reverse and Emperor. Yeah, so we have this Emperor, right? Looking at this feminine energy, and they're like, I know you're trying to be lovey-dovey. I know you're trying to fix things. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk about it. Everything's fine, right? And for some, I kind of feel like, honestly, the more I hold this Emperor card, it feels more so like this person. So if you're the masculine energy and you're like trying to send this olive branch, and they're the feminine of the Empress. Empress in reverse to me is codependency, but it's also this energy of like attachment. Like they're very attached to defending themselves or being in this old way of being. And the Emperor's kind of sitting there like, well, don't you want to fix things? And it's the follow the leader energy is about to happen. We have a very divine pair here. I love this. I love this. Emperor and Empress as your two cards out. It's a really strong connection. There's a shit ton of majors coming out here too, which is great. But that's the imbalance in this relationship. We have one person embodying the divine masculine and its energy. It's not gender, right? On the masculine energy. But it's learning to flow between masculine and feminine. Okay? And allowing the other person to flow into their feminine on their time and pace. Okay? So, but the universe don't wait. So the door is opening for them, and it's their choice whether or not they're going to step through it. Okay, but that's the imbalance we got going on here. Or they're going through the upgrade into divine masculine and feminine. And one person's really like, nah, I don't want to do it. Yeah, so this is the masculine over here. We have the King of Wands. They're very sassy, whoever this one is. The Lovers, the Five of Wands, and the Five of Swords. Like 1 second, it's like, you're really hot, and I really want to do all these amazing, like, sexual things with you, and I want to create all this amazing stuff with you. But then it's like the next second, like, I don't want to do this anymore. Not the relationship, but like, it's kind of like this overwhelm. It feels like absolute stress. And they're like, I love this person, but I'm getting frustrated. And I feel like that's their own impatience with themselves. And they might be projecting it onto the relationship. Because the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords with the Lovers in between tells me that all this internal conflict and struggle is happening within them. And it's happening externally in the relationship too. So that's where the new foundation needs to be. And that's why there's a mirror, because it's happening in both internally and externally. Let's look at this Page of Wands over here. Very strong connection. You got the two divine masculine and feminine, and then you have the Lovers as well. I really like this. Let's see what's good. Devil. Yeah, Devil in reverse. So like I said, it's the false face. They are not wanting to see or address the false face. And the Devil, the shadow side, in this particular deck, that's what it's called, it's not a bad thing. I love the Devil card, and it's Capricorn energy. But the Devil represents addiction, attachment, codependency, limiting beliefs, fear, scarcity mindset. It represents the parts of us that might be tools we had when we were little, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to shut down and run away because I don't want to talk about my feelings, that we now use in excess as adults. Okay? And it's like, hey, I used to be a tool that you used for your benefit, and now you're using me to your detriment. They need to learn what those tools are and stop it. Okay? It's in reverse though, so it's gonna happen. Yeah, Eight of Wands. It's just this is interesting. Eight of Wands in reverse is like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen quick. but there's going to be some obstacles along the way with the Eight of Wands in reverse. That's why I feel like the Divine's like, you don't feel me coming. So let's get into the High Priestess for this person over here. Let's see what it is. Star in reverse and the King of Swords in reverse. The Star in reverse to me is like the closing door. It's like opportunities are here, but it's your choice if you want to take them. And like I said, it's almost like they're like, no, I don't want to. And I know it's showing up as a King of Swords energy, like a masculine energy. And so this might be that they have the opportunity to clear things up in this relationship. They have the opportunity to also within their own masculine energy see things clearly. Because the masculine energy is where we take action. So the universe is like, hey, your soul knows that you got to take action on something and the door for that is closing. So you can either do it or you're going to lose whatever it is that this opportunity is going to lead you to. So if this is the relationship, it's the relationship. If it's a new job, it's a new job. If it's just them having more happiness within this dynamic. But this individual needs to take action, King, masculine energy, take action on what they know their soul is calling them to do. The Star. The Star is also second chances. So if this is something that's come up before, it's coming up again, but it's not staying for long. Let's look at the Seven of Cups. Let's see what's going on here. In this person's head's soul space, sorry. I think that they know that whatever it is, this feels like the King of Cups to me in reverse and the Two of Wands is false promises. It's like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And like, we're going to have the opportunity to go here or go there. It's like someone saying, yeah, like, we're going to do that on your birthday. And they're just saying it because they love you and they don't want to upset you. And like, they want you happy, but it's really not going to happen. And you know that. I think this person knows when this person is blowing smoke. Their soul's like, I know this isn't going anywhere. That's kind of what this opportunity feels like. The door's closing. So either work through your word or kick the bucket. Let's look at the Tower. Let's see what's... Again, that same deck. I must have used them together. Chariot. But it's from Spellcasters. It's not from this deck. Sorry. Let's look at the Tower. King of Cups. This is interesting. They're like, okay, I'll talk about it. Seven of Swords. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the parts of me that are deceptive. The parts of me that aren't true. Ten of Cups in reverse. Yep. Okay. This could go either way. So just take, I'm going to say we have two pockets of the collective, basically. We have this person trying to step into their masculine and feminine at the same time. But we also have the fact that this side, this person is a very healthy masculine energy in and of themselves. So this individual, whichever one it is, whether it be both people, this feels like somebody who is saying like, hey, let's talk about the deceptive behavior that's going on in this relationship, right? Whether it be lies or false promises or just a lack of transparency. Let's talk about it. Right? And somebody's like, I don't want to talk about it. No, because it triggers me and it upsets me. And I don't want to go there because the 9 minus the 8 gives you an 8 of Swords. They're like, I'd rather stay stuck. I'd rather stay stuck than talk about what's difficult and just squash it. Well, you got the option right now because the 7 minus the Ace of Swords also gives you the 6 of Swords, the movement forward. So you can stay stuck or you can move out of conflict together. Okay? But the Ten of Cups is what's at risk, right? Because right now, it's a Ten of Cups in reverse. There's a lot of love, but it's not a stable foundation of love. So the universe is like, hey, I'm trying to give you some healthy love. Work with me. Let's look at the Two of Cups. This is the obstacle, because that's the current situation, which is kind of an obstacle in and of itself. Let's look at the Two of Cups here. This feels more like, yeah, Hierophant in reverse. I was about to say, this feels more like the outcome. 8 of Swords in reverse. This relationship is going to be ripping up this contract because it's oppressing. It's oppressing. It's stopping both people from being in their true self, the true authentic self, and it's stopping both people from freedom. It's going to go through a massive transformation, death in reverse. It's not death upright. It's not like, oh my God, it's done. No. The Hierophant is the ripping up of the old contract, this contract, because it's a 10 of Cups in reverse. Lots of love done, not in the healthiest way though. Let's nix it. Let's start again, okay? Because both people feel trapped in a way. Eight of Swords, right? We don't want the Eight of Swords anymore. So the universe is like, hey, I'm going to step in, get a tower out of you, and allow you to go through a massive transformation with one another. That's going to lead to a lot of vulnerability, a lot of healing, a little bit of an upheaval at times. But when you go through change, it brings in new situations, and new tends to be a little uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar. But just keep in mind, what's familiar isn't healthy. Bottom of both decks is the Eight of Swords in reverse. The universe is quite literally like, hey, I'm calling you to address these imbalances. Tower and the Two of Cups in reverse, back to back. Tower, Two of Cups. Yeah. Because we're trying to make some good stuff happen. So let's look at the Eight of Swords to clarify this. This was a long reading. This is my first reading of the day though, so you got me like wide open. Knight of Wands. Okay. It's a really interesting energy to have on the overall. The Knight of Wands is very creative, very ambitious, and very impulsive. I love a Knight of Wands energy. At times, that's funny, both times the Five of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. The Five of Pentacles is the abandonment, the scarcity mindset. Page of Swords. Okay. This is telling me that there is, Ten of Wands. Someone's lying to themselves. They're chasing something, whether it be this relationship or them trying to achieve something for themselves that they know is just like, it's not working. It's not working for me, right? Ten of Wands. It's a burden. It's becoming too heavy. It's too much. I've planted so much time and energy and effort into it, and I don't know where it's going anymore. They're coming to a place of surrender. The Knight of Wands is a non-committal energy. So if somebody's saying that they're really committed, but they're realizing, wait, I'm not really committed, it has more to do with their own fears of commitment and abandonment, rejection, Five of Pentacles, then it actually has to do with the relationship. And that's why we have the World coming next, the end of that cycle, the Fool, the brand new beginning, and then my mini Empress, since we already used the Empress card, somebody embodying their divine feminine energy, and that's when the Ace of Cups comes in, right? And someone will come out of the cold, Five of Pentacles, right? Ace of Cups, new beginning in love. But a lot of what's going on has more to do with the individuals here than the actual relationship. Both people, energetically, need to evolve, come back together. Basically, heal your shit so you can have the healthy love that you actually have a great foundation to build. Okay, that was a long one. Like, share, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if you just want to support the channel. And check out my website if you want a personal reading, a Reiki quantum healing section, or you want to become certified in Reiki. Check it all out. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.